Hello, Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Here's your teacher Rawal Ahmed. I hope you would be fine. And today we are going to start a new topic of our chapter 3, that is sentence structure and its types. So let's begin. So dear students, first of all, you know that a sentence structure. So sentences are nice little packages of words that come together to express complete thought. They make it easy to understand ideas and learn information. In order to be a complete sentence, a group of words need a subject and a verb, and it also needs to express a complete thought. Like here we can put a subject and a verb. For instance, let's take a subject, a tractor, and verb. Let's take a verb, was cutting the field, right? So a tractor was cutting the crops in the field. A tractor was cutting a crop in the field. So here the subject is a tractor and cutting is a verb, and was is an auxiliary verb that is coming along with the verb. So these both elements are essential for a sentence. Then dear students, today we'll discuss some of the mistakes that students sometimes do while writing their sentences. What are those mistakes? Let's have a look at them. If a group of words is missing any of that information, it is probably a sentence fragment. A sentence fragment happens when a sentence lacks a verb, like a colorfully decorated circus clown. So it's just a phrase, it's not a complete sentence. There isn't any verb in this sentence, or lacks a subject. Swam across the entire length of the sea. Now here we do have a verb, that is swam, but we don't have any subject here, that who swam across the entire length of the sea. So it is missing, so hence it is a fragment. Then any sentence will be a fragment when it is just a subordinate clause. The main clause is missing, and another clause of a sentence is only present, which cannot give any meaning by its own. That is a subordinate clause, or we also call it a dependent clause, not attached to a complete sentence. Look at that. Into the lap of wild hungry lion. Now this is a subordinate clause. It is a dependent clause because it's who fell into the lap of wild hungry lion. It's missing. The subject of this sentence is missing. The main clause of this sentence is missing, which would describe that who fell into the lap of a hungry lion. So it is a dependent clause, it is a subordinate clause. So how would we define a sentence fragment? That a sentence fragment does not express a complete thought. So any sentence which you will make, and generally you people make such sentences which either miss a verb or a subject, the actioner of the sentence, the main performer of the subject, or sometimes you people make such sentences which only do have subordinate clauses or dependent clauses, and the main clause, the starting clause, is missing. So all such sentences are called sentence fragment. Then dear students, we have, like, if a group of words containing two or more independent clauses that are not properly punctuated, it is probably a run-on sentence. So the first mistake we have already dealt, that was fragment, and the the second sort of mistakes which are generally done by the students and the writers are run-on sentences. And what are those run-on sentences? When there are two clauses, two parts, two components, or one independent clause and one dependent clause is attached in a sentence without proper punctuation, without proper conjunction, it makes a run-on sentence. Like, I love to write papers. I would write one every day if I had the time. There are two complete sentences in the above example. So the first sentence is, I love to write papers, whereas the second sentence is, I would write one every day if I had the time. We can correct a run-on sentence by connecting its parts correctly by using punctuation marks. So, likewise, if a semicolon is put after one independent clause here, so this sentence would become a correct sentence, and where the first independent clause is ending, it's ending right after I love to write papers. Then, dear students, let's come towards different types of sentences. So here we do have four main types of sentences. The first one is very simple, that you have already learned, you know them, you have practiced these sort of sentences from your early junior classes. So what are those? Those are simple sentences which carry one subject and an object and a verb, so that is a simple sentence. Then we do have compound sentence which contains two independent clauses. Then we do have complex sentences. Complex sentences have an independent clause and an independent clause. And then we have compound complex sentences. A compound complex sentence has two or more independent clauses and a dependent clause as well in it. So let's have a look at them. First of all, let's see what simple sentences are. A simple sentence contains only one independent clause. An independent clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb that expresses a complete thought, and it can be a very small sentence as well, like you can see here, I take tea. So this simple sentence contains just three words and a punctuation mark, that is full stop. So I take tea is an independent clause. It contains a subject I and a verb take, and it expresses a complete thought. Then we do have a compound sentences. A compound sentence contains at least two independent clauses. These clauses are joined together by coordinating conjunctions or a simple or a semicolon. A coordinating conjunction is a word that glues words, phrases or clauses together. So boys, very simple. Two sentences joined together in a very simple words. If I tell you two sentences joined together with a semicolon or a conjunction, which is we do say coordinating conjunction, is called a compound sentence. So look at here the example which they have given. She cooked and he cleaned. So it has two sentences. She cooked, he cleaned, and both these ideas, sentences, are attached with a coordinating conjunction, that is and. So she cooked and he cleaned are two independent clauses that are joined together by the conjunction and. So it is a compound sentence. So dear students, let's come towards now complex sentences. A complex sentence contains a subordinate clause and an independent clause. A A subordinate clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb but does express a complete thought. I washed the dishes after I ate breakfast. I washed the dishes after I ate breakfast. I washed the dishes is an independent clause. It's a complete sentence that gives the meaning that someone washed the dishes. After I ate breakfast is a subordinate clause. So this is a complex sentence because it has both type of clauses. So let's just focus again, boys, if you have any confusion regarding what is subordinate clause. So I will explain you. For instance, look at that. I washed the dishes. It's a complete sentence. It is giving the sense that someone washed the dishes. But look at this part of sentence. Look at this component of sentence. After I ate breakfast. So it isn't giving the full meaning. It is just giving a subordinate meaning that something is done after something. So before than that, something has already happened. Something is done after eating the breakfast. So what has happened before than that, it must be told, then this sentence will give a proper meaning. So it's a subordinate clause. It can only come along a independent clause. Otherwise, it won't give proper meaning. Compound complex sentence. So the last type of a sentence we have reached on it. A compound complex sentence contains at least two independent clauses and one subordinate clause. Look at that, boys. I have purchased the cheese. So here you can see it's an independent clause. It's giving a full meaning that someone has purchased the cheese that you like, but it was too expensive. Look at that. It was too expensive. This is a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb and it's giving a meaning. This is a complete sentence, complete giving meaning clause. It has a subject and was is here as a main verb, and it's giving a sense that there was something which was too expensive. And here he has talked about that he purchased the cheese. But if we look here, that you like but, so this phrase is, this clause is subordinate clause because it's not giving any meaning by its own. So in such sort of sentences where there are two independent clauses and one dependent clause, they are called compound complex sentences. So boys, it's just a revision of what I have just explained to you. I have purchased the cheese and it was too expensive are both independent clauses. They are joined by the conjunction but. That you like is a dependent clause modifying the noun cheese. So the whole sentence is a compound complex sentence. While Uzair reads novels, Kenneth reads comics. But Daniel only read magazines. So before reading further, let's guess what is independent clause and what is dependent clause in it. So look at that. While Uzair reads novels, it's Kenneth reads comics, but Daniel only reads magazine. So here it's very simple again. While Uzair reads novel, it's a complete sentence, it's a complete independent clause, it doesn't require any other clause. Whereas Kenneth reads comics, it's also again an independent clause. But here from you can see the difference, but Daniel only reads magazines. So here the but is a conjunction, coordinating conjunction, and it also suggests this clause is not independent clause, it's dependent clause because it is signifying that something has been discussed prior to this clause. So this is a dependent clause. So two independent clauses and one independent clause makes compound complex sentence. In the whole sentence we have two independent clauses. Again, the same thing that I have told you. While Ozair reads novels and Kenneth reads comics, these two clauses are joined together by but. With the subordinate clause, Daniel only reads magazines, so it is a subordinate clause, and these three clauses make complex compound sentence. Boys, here are the worksheets relevant to the three concepts that I have just explained you in today's lesson. I'm just revising what were our three concepts. Three concepts were about: the first thing that I told you were the fragments. Second thing I just told you was run-on sentences, and the third thing we did was the different types of sentences. So this worksheet is about write S if the group of words is a sentence and F if it is a fragment. So fragment is an incomplete sort of sentence, that is, that either misses a subject or a verb out of it, right? So these are the fragments which miss any that sort of element. Then here write S for simple sentence and C for compound sentence. So you have to recognize which is compound sentence here. As per the rules I already briefed you, and which sentence is simple sentence. You have to put S for simple and C for compound sentence, compound complex sentences. So again, relevant activity: combine each pair of sentences using a comma and the word in brackets. So this is again a practice for you to join the sentences and make different simple sentences, convert different simple sentences into compound or complex sentences. So you have to, I have told you, explained you the rules. You'll have to try it yourself, and then you have to send it back to me, and I'll check the work that you have done or not. I'll also be sharing these worksheets in simple in document file, also in Word file, also in your WhatsApp groups, and you have to attempt this worksheet within 2 days. That was all regarding today. Thank you very much for listening me, and take care a lot of yourself and the people around you.